The injuries are mounting at training camp for the Dallas Cowboys, with cornerback Kalen Carson the latest expected to miss multiple weeks after injuring a knee. The team reported on its website Tuesday that Carson hyperextended a knee in practice Monday and could miss 4 to 6 weeks. There's a similar time frame for left tackle Tyler Guyton, who went down with a knee fracture in the same practice in California. Offensive lineman Rob Jones broke a bone in his neck in the first padded practice of camp over the weekend and is expected to be out 2 to 3 months. Carson and Guyton are second-year players with strong chances to start. Carson would be filling in for Trayvon Diggs, who isn't expected to be ready for the September 4th opener at Philadelphia in what has been a long recovery from knee surgery. Last year, Carson surged into a starting role as a rookie fifth-round draft pick when Darren Bland was diagnosed with a stress fracture in his foot late in the preseason and ended up missing the first 10 games. Carson also was limited by injuries, including a season-ending shoulder issue, and played in just 6 games all season after starting the first 3. Dallas Cowboys cornerback Kalen Carson runs to the field during NFL football practice Thursday, May 29, 2025, in Frisco, Texas. AP Photo/Jerome Myron file. Diggs and Josh Butler, who tore an ACL late last season, are on the physically unable to perform list. Dallas added depth at cornerback for camp by signing Christian Matthew, a 7th-round pick by Arizona 3 years ago. We are officially into the second week of training camp for the Dallas Cowboys and, to both the surprise and non-surprise of many, there is still no new deal for Micah Parsons. At the moment, Parsons is set to enter the 5th-year option season applied to his rookie contract, the final year of that particular deal. You are well aware of how the Cowboys have a tendency to draw these things out. The CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott situations last year really elevated this conversation that we have been having for a long time to a national level, and in that sense this was all very predictable. You could argue that this latest twist is as well. ESPN's Adam Schefter discussed the situation on his podcast on Tuesday and noted that negotiations have actually gone, as he categorized them, backwards between Parsons and the team. You can watch the relevant clip here, and we have also transcribed it for you, if you don't feel like doing so. I would say right now we are further away from a deal in late July, early August than we were in late March, early April. The two sides have gone backwards, not forwards. I don't think they're speaking very much these days, if at all. But this negotiation, when it was a negotiation, has gone sideways. It's not a negotiation right now. There's really no conversation about getting a deal done. That could change next week. It could change shortly before the season. We've seen how long Dallas sometimes waits on some of these deals. See CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott last season. This sounds different to me. This sounds a little bit more personal from both sides. It sounds like Dallas is upset with the fact it felt like it was getting closer to a deal and that deal went sideways. And I think Micah Parsons feels like this deal should have been done. I don't think Micah's real happy with them. I don't think they're real happy with him. I don't think anybody's real happy with anybody, and I don't think there's a deal that's being discussed right now, not to mention being close. Schefter is one of the most plugged-in NFL insiders in the game, so for him to say this carries some weight. It is difficult to believe that things could have gone sideways or backwards if we are looking at them through the lens of logic. This whole thing seems straightforward. More than that, it is basically on record that the Cowboys are willing to make Parsons the highest-paid defensive player in the NFL. Schefter mentioned the Lamb and Prescott deals from last year, and in case anyone needed a reminder, Lamb's deal did not get taken care of until the team wrapped the Oxnard portion of training camp. You likely recall that Prescott's deal was done on the day that the season literally started. The news dropped almost at the same time as the inactives for the early window games on Sunday of Week 1. The Dallas Cowboys know all too well what it's like to have a secondary decimated by injuries. This season, the team is looking to bring in some camp bodies to get them through the next month of training camp and the NFL preseason. With All-Pro cornerback Trayvon Diggs and third-round 2025 NFL draft pick Siobhan Revel recovering from season-ending injuries a year ago and Kalen Carson recovering from off-season surgery, the team is checking out some reinforcements. Following Monday's practice session, it was reported that the Cowboys have worked out 4 defensive backs in Oxnard: Thomas Graham, Harrison Hand, Christian Holmes, and Christian Matthew, according to ESPN's Todd Archer. An interesting note about the group of cornerbacks is that all but Holmes spent a brief tenure under Cowboys defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus while he was head coach of the Chicago Bears. Dallas Cowboys guard Rob Jones is set to be sidelined for up to 3 months after breaking a bone in his neck during practice. But it seems to be a lucky escape in the grand scheme of things for Jones, who is expected to fully recover from the shocking injury which, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, occurred in a session on Sunday. The news is a blow for the Cowboys, with ex-Miami Dolphins man Jones working with a starting offensive line so far in the early days of training camp. He was widely expected to compete with Tyler Booker, who the Cowboys picked in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft, for a starting role with the team. According to Cowboys fan and Undisputed host Skip Bayless, Jones was beating Booker to the position based on early performance ratings. Sounds like cheap free agent pickup Rob Jones was beating out first-round pick Tyler Booker. Bad early sign for Booker. Until Jones broke a bone in his neck Sunday and will be gone, Cowboys say, for 2 to 3 months, Bayless wrote on Monday on X. Dallas Cowboys guard Rob Jones, pictured at Miami Dolphins, broke a bone in his neck. The news comes amid a contract dispute between the Cowboys and star man Micah Parsons. Jones, 26, entered the league as undrafted free agent in 2021 when he was signed by the Miami Dolphins. In Florida, Jones started 30 of 49 games. He has only been in Dallas since March 11th, when the Cowboys signed him to a 1-year, $4.75 million contract, $3 million of which is guaranteed. Rob Jones has been doing some really good things, Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer said Sunday before he got hurt. The Cowboys are playing in the opening game of the 2025 season in Philadelphia on September 4th against the Super Bowl-winning Eagles. Cowboys camp has otherwise been blighted by Micah Parsons and his ongoing contract talks with the organization that seemingly show no sign of ending. The two-time All-Pro defensive end is entering the final year of his current deal and said last week that he has not seen much progress during talks. Owner Jerry Jones was even heckled by fans who are demanding a breakthrough in talks, with supporters chanting, "Pay Micah," at him on Saturday. "I heard it light, but not compared to how I heard them say, 'Pay Lamb' last year," Jones said. "That was a faint little sound compared to the way they were hollering last year. Whoever's not in, you can count on a few hollering that. But it was a big loud chant last year on Lamb."